Have you been thinking about moving to Frisco or Plano and you're still kind of confused? In this video, we're going to compare and contrast both cities so that you can make the best decision. I'm Keela McGraw, your favorite DFW realtor, and if you are considering relocating to the area, chances are you've probably thought about Frisco and Plano because they are both very popular cities here in the Metroplex. So which city is best for you? It really is going to depend on what you want from the city that you live in. So I'm going to give you an overview of both cities. We'll talk about housing, lifestyle, amenities, and schools. And hopefully with that information, you'll be able to make the best decision for your move. So make sure you stay to the end because I'm really going to dive deeper into housing costs. That is usually everyone's largest expense. And I think it's important that you understand the breakdown of what it costs to purchase a house in Frisco or Plano. So Frisco and Plano are adjacent to each other. And as you may know, they both are located in Collin County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. So let's begin with just a general overview of the city of Frisco. Frisco's population is around 227,000 people. And just to give you an idea of how rapidly Frisco has grown, in 1990, the population of Frisco was 6,500 people. So just a huge influx of people have relocated to Frisco and called Frisco home. Frisco is still growing. There's still a lot of commercial development going on there, as well as residential homes still being built. And they're not finished yet. There's still plenty planned for the future. So I don't see Frisco slowing down anytime soon. If you've driven through Frisco, you realize they still have quite a bit of land to build out. I just foresee the growth continuing over the years. A lot of people hear about Frisco because Frisco, Texas is one of those cities that is on various publications as best places to live, safest places to live, best places to raise a family, and things like that. For example, according to WalletHub, Frisco is the #2 real estate market in the country. In April of 2022, Smart Asset named Frisco the #1 safest city in the US. And in 2018, Frisco topped Money Magazine's prestigious list of the 50 best places to live in America. So those are just some of the publications that Frisco has its name in those top tiered categories. And honestly, I think that is why we have seen the explosive growth going on in Frisco. So Frisco is located just 16 miles north of Dallas. So you have 3 major highways that go through Frisco. You have Sam Rayburn Tollway, you have Highway 380, and the Dallas North Tollway. So these make it very easily accessible. You can get to different areas within DFW from Frisco. And honestly, it's refreshing to see that many highways in a city that went from 6,500 people to over 200,000 people. So you can run into some congestion, but you have options, which is one thing that you definitely need in Frisco. Now, access to both of our major airports, you have Dallas Love Field and DFW International Airport. You're running about 25 to 30 minutes for both of those. Now, when it does come to the downtown areas of Dallas and Fort Worth, Dallas is definitely closer with about a 30-minute commute. Fort Worth is a little bit further with a 45-minute commute from Frisco to Fort Worth. And Frisco has a median household income of $134,000. Now, Plano is located just south of Frisco, but north of Dallas, so right in between the two. And it has a population of about 288,000 people. So it's a slightly larger than Frisco, closer to Dallas. And just like Frisco, Plano does receive a lot of awards and recognition as being a great place for people to consider living in. It was recently recognized by niche.com as the 8th best place to buy a house in America. Now, Plano is about 10 miles north of Dallas. You also have easy highway access in Plano. So you have the Dallas North Tollway, President George Bush Turnpike, the Sam Rayburn Tollway, and Highway 75. Those all run through Plano. So Plano is about a 30-minute commute to DFW International Airport and about a 25-minute commute to Dallas Love Field. So you can access both airports quite easily, 25 to 30 minutes, which is not bad at all. Now, when it comes to growth and highways getting congested, that really goes for both cities because they are both located in that Collin County area that is rapidly growing. You're going to be faced with some highway congestion and traffic, even on some of the side roads. So that's just a reality of living in both Frisco and Plano. And I also want to mention that because both cities are quite a ways from downtown Fort Worth, if you're living in Plano or Frisco and you have to commute to almost anywhere in Tarrant County, actually, you're looking at like a 45-minute, could be an hour commute depending on where you're going in Tarrant County. So a commute to downtown Fort Worth, you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour depending on traffic. So things to keep in mind when you're considering Plano or Frisco as your home. The median household income in Plano is $99,729. So it is a little bit less than Frisco's median household income. So keep that in mind. With cities that close together and the difference in the median household income, just be mindful of that. I think it's important, especially when we talk about housing, what that looks like. Something I thought was interesting was that both cities have very similar square miles. Frisco has 69 square miles, while Plano has 72 square miles. And when you look at the population of both of those cities and the amount of area that's available for livable space, they're pretty comparable. So let's jump into lifestyle. If you're living in a city, you certainly want to know what there is to do in that city. So both cities have plenty to do. I will say that Frisco seems to have more attractions than Plano. I don't know if it's because Plano's been around for a little bit longer and Frisco is just picking up on the newest and best things to do. In Frisco, you have the Dr. Pepper Ballpark, which hosts the Frisco Rough Riders minor league baseball team. That's a great place to go for entertainment, to watch a nice baseball game, and everything within that Frisco area, that entertainment type district, is kind of like all right there. Another cool thing you can do in Frisco is tour the Dallas Cowboys practice facilities in their headquarters. It's called the Star, and in fact, the Frisco high school football team plays games at the Star, which I think is amazing for high schoolers to be able to experience kind of like that pro football life at their practice facilities. And for the soccer lovers, you can grab a ticket and go to the Toyota Stadium, which is home of FC Dallas. And surprisingly, at that Toyota Stadium, there's also football games and practices that go on there. So if you like golf, PGA just located their headquarters in Frisco. And so, of course, with the headquarters, they're going to have a championship golf course there that you can definitely experience and enjoy. One of the recent developments that is going on in Frisco right now is the Universal Park and Resorts. It's a one-of-a-kind theme park specifically targeting families with young children in Frisco. It's 97 acres of land, so that is a large amount of acreage to place a park in. So keep that in mind. It's going to be plenty of room and attractions for families and kids to enjoy. I'm looking forward to it. I know my kids are looking forward to it. It's right here in the DFW Metroplex in the city of Frisco. So as you can see, there are a lot of attractions in Frisco, Texas, but on top of that, they also have over 50 parks and recreation centers that you can enjoy, in addition to all of the major attractions that are getting a lot of buzz in Frisco. There are also plenty of shopping options in Frisco. Of course, you have the more traditional mall shopping experience at Stonebriar Mall in Frisco. Also, there's the Star District, and that surrounds the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. And there you can get pampered, you can go to different restaurants, experience different shopping. So Frisco really does have the best of both worlds. The only thing it doesn't have is an outlet. So there's a lot to do in Frisco, but there's still plenty to do in Plano also. So Plano has over 80 parks that you can enjoy. You can do hiking, biking, swimming, paddleboarding, whatever it is you like, they have a place for you. One huge attraction in Plano, in Texas, that they're pretty well known for is the Texas Pool. And this Texas Pool is a 168,000 gallon saltwater pool that is in the shape of the state of Texas. So you've probably seen it on different advertisements and things like that. It really is one of Plano's major attractions to be able to experience diving, swimming, having a good time in that Texas sized and shaped pool. And it's saltwater, so I'm more partial to saltwater because it's a little easier on the skin. So at the Texas Pool, they have diving boards, they have 2 water slides. There's a North Texas island and a shallow South Texas waiting area for small children and parents. It's open Memorial Day weekend through October, and it's been a Plano destination since 1961. So there's also some other things you can do in Plano. There's bowling, there's arcades, and Plano has a really cool arts and live music scene. So don't miss out on what all Plano has to offer. I know Frisco seems to have all the new stuff, but Plano is right there and has been there providing different entertainment options as well. So when it comes to shopping in Plano, you do have a few options. You have the Shops on Willow Bend, and that's a mall that was recently acquired by some new owners that have plans to actually redevelop it. In the Shops of Willow Bend, there's the Crayola experience, and it's an amazing place where you can explore 22 hands-on attractions in a 60,000 square foot space. So Parent Magazine calls it one of the top 10 trips that you take before your kids turn 10. So definitely check out the Crayola experience in the Shops on Willow Bend. Plano also has the Shops at Legacy. They're pretty popular as well. They have boutiques, they have shops, they have restaurants. It's walkable, so good experience there. And then you have Legacy West. Now, Legacy West is like a city within the city. It's a large mixed-use destination in North Texas, and it's just a great place to meet, play, eat, enjoy the outdoors. You can dine there, you can stay there because they have hotels attached to it. So it really is like its little city within the city. It's over 255 acres, and they have shops like Tiffany & Co., Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and they have over 20 restaurants. And if you want to have like a staycation there, you can stay at the hotel that anchors Legacy West, and it's called the Renaissance Dallas at Plano. So there really is plenty of shopping and dining experiences in both Frisco and Plano. With Frisco's growth, I foresee more shopping and dining experiences hitting the scene. And just keep in mind, these cities are right next to each other. So if you live in Plano, you can still easily get to Frisco and vice versa to enjoy what the other city has to offer. When it comes to schools, both cities really are going to give you some great choices. In 2022, Frisco Independent School District earned an accountability rating of an A from the Texas Education Agency with 95 out of 100. So that's no surprise. Frisco is consistently receiving that type of accountability rating from TEA. Frisco has 72 schools, and they serve over 65,000 students a year. Now, I predict that number will grow since Frisco is continuously building new homes, adding to the city. So with that, of course, you're going to have to build more schools. Now, when it comes to Plano Independent School District, they received an overall accountability rating of a B, 89 out of 100 from the Texas Education Agency, which is not bad. It's almost an A. And Plano honestly has historically received higher accountability ratings in the A, high B range. So honestly, when it comes to schools, both are comparable. So Plano has 74 schools, and they serve over 49,000 students. So a smaller school district. They have a few more schools, but their student population is smaller than Frisco's. What that tells me as an educator is that student-teacher ratio might be a little bit less in Plano than in Frisco. Now let's talk about housing, because housing is usually your largest expense when you're considering where to live. So let's talk about Frisco housing first. Since Frisco is a newer city, the homes are going to be newer overall, or on average. Frisco has a lot of master plan communities. When Frisco started growing and hitting the scene, that's when master plan communities really became popular here in the North Texas area. So you'll see plenty of options with those master plan communities where they have the amenities, the kind of like a lifestyle director, pools and things like that, because they want you to have that true community feel. Some of these master plan communities even have schools within the community that those families, kids and students attend. So when we're talking about master plan communities, they really do just kind of encompass like all things of almost like a larger city. In July 2023, the median home price in Frisco was $688,000. But homes in Frisco range from like the 300,000s up to the multi-million dollars. So it's something for everyone. You know, act accordingly, do your due diligence and see what's important to you and then make that best decision. Plano Housing is a little bit different. Now Plano is more established, so they do have some older homes, even some older than a lot of the Frisco homes. So when it comes to neighborhoods, you'll have some more of your established neighborhoods with mature trees and things like that. Homes that may have been built in the 80s and 90s versus Frisco's, who a lot of their homes, I would even say the majority of the homes in Frisco were built in 2000 or newer. Now, even though Plano has been around and its growth has kind of nearly topped out, there's still new construction happening in Plano. They find these little pockets in Plano to build little small subdivisions. And when I say subdivisions, they may be like 3 streets and that's it, or 1 street. But there's still little pockets that they're, you know, doing some things in Plano. Just not as much variety when it comes to new construction in Plano as you would see in Frisco. In July 2023, the median home price in Plano was $535,500. So when you look at the numbers, the homes in Frisco are going to be a little bit more expensive than what you would spend in Plano, but honestly, there's great options in both cities. And similar to Frisco, Plano home prices range from the 300,000s to the millions. So there really is something for everyone's budget. So do you have questions about living in Frisco or Plano? Give me a call, text, or email, and I'll see you in the next video.